Brad, just how good is it to get back at it, and maybe how much did you use the break as kind of an evaluation period for what needs to happen moving forward?
Well, the first and foremost was just get away, clear your mind a little bit, and yeah, there's some work that gets put into it. You can't overthink everything, and you're not going to be able to fix everything. Tough way to go into the break, as we know. But yeah, there's some things that we want to shore up, we want to get better at here, and that's going to be our focus here in this last half of the season.
You've got some lineup challenges, I would imagine. How does that impact things for tonight?
Is what it is, right? We're banged up a bit, got another COVID guy, so we get some young guys, some youth in there, and more opportunity, right? So we'll see how they do tonight.
Hey, Greg, Ponce and Fix-Wolanski, are they both in tonight?
They will both be in tonight.
Gotcha. And Fix-Wolanski is a guy we've been hearing about for a while now. Your thoughts on his game, what he needs to do, with the challenges before him in the NHL?
Well, I'm the same as you. I've heard things, so we'll see. He's I'm sure he'll be fired up and ready to go and excited and all those emotions that come with it. But he's a very high-skilled player. I think he's got some real good speed, some tenacity. He's got a low center of gravity over the puck. Can make plays, can shoot it. So, hopefully his energy is infectious for our group. He can come out and calm his mind, but be able to play at his level.
Yeah, and you guys, the goals against for you is up and high. What do you attribute that to? I'm sure it's all over the ice, but is there one area that you guys need to shore up first and foremost to bring that number down?
Well, and from game to game that changes, but yeah, it's not an area that we're pleased about, and we're working at it. Obviously, you start from the D zone and work from there, and so when I look at our D zone, I poured a lot of coverage. As far as structure, we're in pretty good structure when it comes down to our initial one-on-one or some of these one-on-one battles. That's an area we have to get better at, because it doesn't matter what D zone you're using, whether you're a zone, a shrink to man-on-man, you have to stop the play. If you don't stop the play, the league has evolved where the D are active and they're moving all over the place, and the longer you're in there, it gets messy, right? And sometimes you're still in good coverage when it looks messy, but you tire, you fatigue, and they start coming at you. You chip it out, three-quarter ice game. They get fresh guys, we're tired, they get back on you. So first and foremost, our initial one-on-one get better. And then the turnovers. Against Florida, it was a much different game than when we were in Florida, and we got pummeled there by them in a 9-2 game. We get it back to 5-4, and then the shots are 20-18. It's not, this thing isn't out of reach, and we make two costly mistakes. And even the 7th goal, it's the right play. Gabe makes a great play, he puts it in the middle of the ice to Boone, but it's off the stick. And the dangerous teams make you play. You look at the 6th goal, coverage is fine. We're there. And one misread by our D, he goes, it passes through him, they hit back door, it's tic-tac-toe. So you feel pretty good at 5-4, you get yourself back in the game, and then with under a minute, it's 7-4 and deflates you. So I will say this, I liked how we played our third. Even though they scored early, guys didn't give in, they still gave it. We created some chances. Again, I watched the structure really close where guys still, they put it in. So this is part of the hard knocks of a young team. We're a group that's finding our way and realizing it's a tough league to win. And these good teams, it's a really top-heavy league right now with some of these good teams, and we're in the East, and we're facing them every night. We're facing another, bona fide team here. So we got to make sure we're plugged in, and the turnovers are going to be imperative. Our one-on-ones are going to be imperative, and I think that's a starting point for us.
A lot of times with young players, really talented young players, we'll see the offensive side kind of come out first, and then everyone says, hey, they got to really work on the defensive side, become a two-way guy. With Cole, it feels like it's almost flipped. I mean, would that be, I don't know, accurate, but is that close? Like, whereas seems like his defensive side's pretty decent, and then the offensive side still needs to come along all the way. And do you feel like that's just going to kind of naturally happen the more he plays?
Yeah, I don't know how many young players come in and light it up offensively. It's very, very rare. That would be in a really elite group. I go back to my day, like the Joe Thorntons of the world that came in, and I think he had under 20 points, and he's a high first overall pick, the whole thing. So that part of it's really tough. You go from whether junior or college or junior A, as a young man like him at 18, and now you're going against the best in the world. Find time and space to use that shot. Usually at that level, you're probably stronger. You're a little bit more ahead of the curve as far as your strength and your skill set. and a lot of those leagues too, the separation from good to bad is really big too. So there's a lot to take in, and I think with Cole, his mindset is right. He understands he wants to be a complete player, and he's thinking long term. And so, there's a method to the madness with him, and he's not on the power play not because he can't play there. I think he can, but he's starting to kill penalties. We want to make sure his game is well rounded, and he wants that challenge. He wants to expand his game, and he's done it in junior. So we got 2 penalty killers out. So guess what? He's going to get more time there, and that's part of his growth and what he's going to be in. And I think, we're just scratching the surface with him of what he's going to be. But what's exciting is he understands the process and what he has to hang his hat on with it's his competitiveness, it's his work ethic. Again, I go back to the Montreal game where I thought he was just okay for the first half of the game, and they got it to 4-3, and I thought his game started to get better. Obviously he scores the goal, but I feel like he understands the urgency in the game, and his game elevated. And those are things that it's really hard to teach players, but he's got it innately, which is great to see. So he's going to go through a lot of ups and downs, and he has already in the first 40-some games here. So, and there's going to be more to come.
Would you say those are rare qualities in an 18-year-old who's the youngest player in the
No
NHL?
question, no question, and that's where you get excited, because he's very mature. I've said that word many times with him, well beyond his years and what he brings to the table. And so yeah, we're excited.
Last thing I have is, so more than halfway through the season, Jake Voracek has 27 assists and 1 goal. His shooting percentage at this point would suggest that he's going to score more goals in the second half just by going out there more. But even if he doesn't, with that many assists, has he given you guys what you would hope to get out of him this year?
Well, Jake's a pass first type player. We know that. We knew that when we got him. So yeah, you would hope for a few more goals, but it is what it is as far as that. He's given us production, and we're happy with that. There's some things that we're happy. Our leaders they're our top 5 scorers. Jake doesn't wear an A, but he's one of our leaders. And you look at our top 5, they're leading the way in that charge. And is there areas that all those guys can get better? There's no question. As a group, we need to get better. But we're going to go through this together. We're going to fight through it, and we're going to continue to push each other.
All right.
What's the rest of your lineup, Brad? Goaltender?
Elvis is in, and Kooks is back in, and Gabe is up.